The coronavirus has elevated the importance of sanitation in gyms across the society. The Sun Devil Fitness Complex is no exception. Joni Preto is a facility supervisor who has worked at the SDFC since August 2020 and has witnessed the change in policy from COVID firsthand.
Keeping up with the change in policies, we would have our supervisor tell us one thing this week, and then the next week it would change according to what the state was telling us to do.
When COVID was at its peak, policies were at its strongest, and that led to a lot of changes.
We definitely had to be more thorough and more attentive to the facility. We had to make sure that we were cleaning every shift, making sure that all the equipment was wiped down, and checking in the reservations for people. And I'd say just making sure that people had their mask on at all times.
Another important policy was the fitness reservation, which required people to sign up for 50-minute slots in order to work out, and that led to a notable conflict with the customer.
I remember there was this one time where this guy was getting upset that we weren't letting him in because his reservation wasn't he didn't make a reservation, and so he made this whole scene, and we had to file a report on him. He was yelling at the staff at the front desk, and he was just calling them names, and just because he wasn't able to work out.
It was one thing to manage the gym at the front of the building, but it was another thing to manage the basketball court on the third floor.
As far as the basketball court goes, we didn't have a supervisor specifically assigned to watch the courts, so that was a struggle there, just making sure people were actually following the 3v3 rules. Most of the time when we went up there, people were just doing their own thing.
While coronavirus cases are going down, the SDFC will continue to go with the flow.
I know that our state is declining. We don't have as many cases daily, and there's not as many people getting sick from COVID. And people can choose, people have the option if they still want to wear masks and if they still want to social distance. The policies will change if things start to increase again.